Have you ever looked around and told to yourself, what is happening to the world? We live in a time where the loudest voices get the most attention, where quick fixes are valued over deep thinking, and where the trivial is celebrated, and the meaningful is often ignored. It's as if we're living, well, in an idiocracy. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. A future where intelligence is rare, where chaos reigns, and where the simple solutions are overlooked. Are overlooked because, well, no one has the patience to think them through. But here's the thing, we don't have to accept this as our reality. There is a way out, a way to rise above the noise, to think clearly, and to lead with purpose. And that way is Stoicism. Today, I want to talk to you about Stoicism, and having the Stoic coach can be the antidote to the chaos of modern life.
Look, you want me to fix the part of you that makes money, but it is attached to the rest, so this is going to take a little while.
Everyone needs a coach.
Eric has this management coach. Also coaches Steve Jobs.
That's a coach.
Yeah, definitely a coach.
Is a performance coach.
It's just money. It's made up.
Are you coachable?
Good question.
Today, I want to talk to you about Stoicism, and having the Stoic coach can be the antidote to the chaos of modern life. Because in a world that feels like it's losing its mind, the most powerful thing you can do is to keep yours. So, let's start with a simple question. What is Stoicism? At its core, Stoicism is a philosophy that teaches us how to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot control. It's about cultivating inner peace, clarity, and resilience, no matter what's happening around you. The Stoics believed that the world is chaotic, but that doesn't mean we have to be. Instead of reacting to every little thing, we can choose. We can choose how we respond. We can choose to be calm, thoughtful, and intentional. And in a world that feels like it's spiraling into an idiocracy, that's a superpower. Think about it. Every day we are bombarded with the distractions. Social media algorithms feed us outrage. News outlets thrive on fear. And everywhere we look, there's someone trying to sell us something we don't need. So it's easy to get caught up in it all, to feel overwhelmed, to feel like the world is moving too fast and we've been left behind. But this is the truth. The truth is you don't have to play by their rules. You don't have to let the chaos dictate your life. You can choose a different path. You can choose a different path. the Stoic path. Now let's talk about what that looks in practice. You are a leader, a CEO, an entrepreneur, a professional, and you are faced with the decisions every day. Some are small, like what to prioritize in your schedule. Others are big, like how to navigate a crisis or lead your team through uncertainty. In Idiocracy, the default response is to panic, to react impulsively, to follow the crowd. But as a Stoic leader, you have a different option. You can pause. You can breathe. You can ask yourself, what is within my control? What is within my control here? What is the wise thing to do? This is a simple shift. This is a simple shift from reaction to reflection. But this simple shift changes everything. It can help you make better decisions. Stay calm under pressure and lead with integrity. But here's the thing, Stoicism isn't always easy to practice on your own. And you know that by now. Especially when the world around you is pulling you in a million directions. That's why I believe in the Stoic coaching. And that's where the Stoic coach comes in. The Stoic coach is like a guide, a mentor who helps you navigate the challenges of life and the challenges of leadership with wisdom and grace. The Stoic coach helps you stay focused on what truly matters. With the Stoic coach, you can develop habits that align with your values. You can reflect on your actions and learn from every experience. You can build resilience in the face of adversity. In other words, the Stoic coach helps you become the calm in the storm. And in a world that feels like it's losing his mind, that's a priceless gift. Now you might be thinking, can't I just read the book on Stoicism and figure this out on my own? Okay, yes, you can. I encourage you to do so. But here's the truth. Knowledge alone isn't enough. Wisdom comes from application. Wisdom comes from execution. Wisdom comes from accountability to your coach. All Stoic philosophers had a coach. They didn't call him coach. They called him their mentor, their guide. The founder of Stoicism was an entrepreneur who lost everything in a shipwreck and first went to a library, but didn't get his wisdom from the library or from the books. Instead, he asked the librarian where he could find a coach. And you know the story. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed by the chaos of modern life, if you are tired of the noise and the nonsense, I invite you to explore Stoicism. Read the works of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. Reflect on their teachings, and if you're ready to take it to the next level, consider working with the Stoic coach. Because here's the thing. The world may feel like an idiocracy, but you don't have to be part of it. You can choose to be different. You can choose to be calm, thoughtful, and intentional. You can choose to be a leader, not just in your business, but in your life. If you're ready to rise above the idiocy, to reclaim your focus, your clarity, your power, send me a DM on LinkedIn. And let me know. Let me know what's one mindless habit you're finally ready to delete. I will respond personally, but only if your answer proves you are done with the drowning in distraction. And if you're not ready yet, no problem, no judgment. Connect anyway with me on LinkedIn and I will share insights to help you stay grounded. But remember, in an idiocracy, indecision is the fastest way to become just another background character. The chaos will not pause for you. Will you let it swallow you? Or will you lead through it? I'd like to thank you for joining me today. If this message resonated with you, I encourage you to share it with someone who might benefit from it. And remember, the world may be chaotic, but you don't have to be. Stay stoic, stay strong, and keep leading with purpose. Live long and prosper.
When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil. But I have seen the beauty of good and the ugliness of evil, and have recognized that the wrongdoer has a nature related to my own. Not of the same blood or birth, but the same mind, and possessing a share of the divine. Not of the same blood or birth, but the same mind, and possessing a share of the divine. So none of them can hurt me. No one can implicate me in ugliness, nor can I feel angry at my relative or hate it. We were born to work together like feet, hands, and eyes, like the two rows of teeth, upper and lower. To obstruct each other is unnatural. To feel anger at someone, to turn your back on him, these are obstructions. Yo, discard your thirst for books so you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of your heart. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of your heart. Discard your thirst for books so you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of your heart. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of your heart. Discard your thirst for books so you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of your heart. Grateful to the gods from the bottom.